Hello YouTube, this is Frank from Architectural Aesthetics. Starting from this video, I'll be taking a break from freehand ink drawing, and instead of that, in this new series, my intention is to improve my digital marking drawing skills by doing renderings of some of the most iconic Canadian landmarks. And speaking of which, the subject matter of today's drawing is University of Toronto's Leslie Dann Pharmacy Department building. Designed by the renowned British architect Norman Foster, the building was constructed in 2006 at a cost of 73 million Canadian dollars. The building was funded by the government, numerous alumni, and various pharmacy-related cooperations such as Rexall. However, the building was named after the department's biggest donor, Leslie Dann, an illuminist and a very influential figure in the Canadian pharmaceutical industry. The building is located at the intersection of University Avenue and College Street. Despite of its daring modern metallic aesthetics, the building actually pays heed to its surrounding neighbors. In this image, we can see that the massive cube of the Leslie Dann building is elevated by 5 stories above the ground to match the height of its adjacent Banting building. Moreover, its heavy use of glass causes it to blend in perfectly with the Ontario Power Building and the Mars Discovery District right across the street. Speaking of which, the significance of the various buildings in this vicinity makes quite an interesting composition. Right on the central axis, you have the Ontario Legislative Building, which signifies political stability. And to support it, we have 4 additional buildings. The Ministry of Finance building represents financial prosperity. The Mars Discovery District represents corporate power. The Ontario Power Building reminds us of the importance of energy and natural resources. And lastly, the Leslie Dann building signifies education and medicinal technology. Getting back to our subject matter, the architecture superimposes its previously scattered research labs, public lounge, and lecture halls. This means that whereas students in the Humanities department ought to run around the campus to attend their lectures, which are held in various U of T buildings, the students in the Pharmacy department have the privilege of getting all of their works done in one single structure, which saves them tremendous amount of time. The research labs are contained in the massive cubic form, which is covered with dotted patterns to prevent solar heat gain, and has a massive atrium on the northern side to provide ample daylight. Supporting the labs, a series of concrete colonnades pierces through the student lounge, with a lecture hall at the subterranean level. The columns are 19 meters tall. How the engineering team were able to cast concrete columns this massive in one piece is a tremendous engineering feat in and of itself. Inside of the student lounge, 2 lecture pods are suspended mid-air. These pods are often cited as one of the better known instances of suspended architectures. And because of the collaboration between Norman Foster Partners and their trusted lighting design firm, the 2 pods are illuminated with highly saturated colored lights and are absolutely delightful to look at during the night. However, I personally think that there's a discrepancy between the highly advanced technologies seen in the buildings, such as the colossal columns, the suspended lecture pods, the novelty in using patterns to prevent solar heat gain, and how ostensibly low-tech the illumination mechanism of the pods are. Inside of the student lounge, wired small projectors are all over the curtain wall grids. Though they're relatively small and have been painted black to appear as inconspicuous as possible, it is still slightly disappointing to see that an architectural masterpiece that had cost $73 million to construct is still using such simple illumination solution instead of some innovative self-illuminating material. Lastly, I would like to point out that the Leslie Dann building is very inaccessible to the outsiders, which I appreciate because the tight security keeps the students from harassments and distractions. I remember when I had to shoot an analysis video on the Leslie Dann building for a school project, the areas I could access as a fellow U of T student was extremely limited. And speaking of which, if you're interested, you can find my old analysis video here. In the video, I assigned a narrative tying the building with Mr. Leslie Dan's background, when I'm full aware that the architect might have never met the patron. Nevertheless, I am very proud of how the video turned out. With that said, I hope you found this video informative. Please leave your thoughts down below as I read and reply to every single comment. And with that said, I will see all of you in the next video. Bye bye.